Being a nurse isn't about grades. It's about being who we are. No book can teach us how to cry with a patient. No class can teach us how to tell the family that their parents are going to die. No professor can teach us how to find dignity in giving someone a bed bath. A nurse isn't about the pills and the charting. It's about being able to love people when they're at their weakest moments. Hi, my name is Shelby and I'm an RN, or you could call me a registered nurse. Registered nurses care for patients and educate them on health issues to prevent future illnesses. Along with technical skills necessary for the medical profession, RNs must have people skills too to work closely with their families and the patients. My job objective was a patient-focused and compassionate professional seeking a registered nurse position. My top 3 career choices. My first one was a registered nurse. Once again, a registered nurse cares for their patients and educate them on health issues to prevent future illnesses. My second one was a school counselor. These days, school counselors help students in all areas of academic achievement, personal, social development, and career development to ensure students to become the productive, well-adjusted adults of tomorrow. My third choice was to become a child care worker. Today, child care workers help care for children when their parents and other family members are unavailable. They care for the basic needs like bathing and feeding them. But in addition, they can help other children get ready for kindergarten and older children with their homework. An opportunity cost is the loss of potential gain of another alternatives when another is chosen. Since my second choice was to be a school counselor, that is what my opportunity cost is. I chose not to be a school counselor because I wanted to do something in the medical field. Yes, I love working with kids and I love helping them, but I found myself more in the medical field than in education. My 3 positive and negative incentives. First, we're going to talk about the positive ones. My first positive incentive is that I have great career options, which means if I wanted to work with children, I could work with children. If I wanted to work with adults, I could work with adults. My second one is travel opportunities. I can be sponsored to go to different hospitals all around the world, and I just think that going to different places and seeing new things is cool. My third one is I get to help people every day. Knowing that you just saved somebody's life or you're helping them get better throughout the days is just so encouraging to me. So when you have a job that you love, there's always going to be bad things about it. So here are mine. One is health risks. I'm always surrounded by different diseases, so I have to make sure I stay clean and healthy. My second one is long hours. RNs usually work about 8.5 to 12 hours, but if you're talking about on a weekly basis, it's about 36 to 40 hours. My third one is you can be treated badly. Some people might not know what you're trying to do and might think you're trying to harm them, so they might treat you badly. But also doctors can do that too. Since they're higher ranked, they can boss you around, but you kind of just have to go with the flow with that. My spreadsheet. My yearly salary is $48,000, and my monthly salary is $4,000. On my spreadsheet, you can see I didn't put any money in my public transportation because I thought it was going to be easier to buy my own car and drive myself to work instead of trying to find a bus or a taxi. On my phone, I estimated about $150, and my mom estimated $100. Really, it was only $80 with my Verizon plan, and I was kind of surprised by that. On my appliances, I only had to pay $75 because I am sharing an apartment with a roommate, and so I get to split the cost for that. Also, my parents are willing to give me some of the appliances too. I was really surprised by the cost of the taxes because I thought it was going to be way higher than it actually was, especially the federal and the state taxes. My pie chart. The highest one on my pie chart is discretionary, which at 31%, which is like my charity and my savings, clothing, etc. Then I have taxes at 24%, which is my state and federal taxes, Social Security, and Medicare. Then you have transportation at 11%, and then you have school loans at 8%, food at 7%, housing at 9%, utilities at 5%, and then my medical insurance at 4%. I didn't really have to pay a lot for my medical insurance because my job covered most of that. And then last but not least, toiletries at 1%. My trade-offs. My first trade-off is that I decided to buy an old car instead of a new car so I could give that money to charity. I thought giving that money to charity was way more than trying to buy a fancy new car. My second one is I decided to share an apartment with a roommate instead of have a house by myself. One reason for that is sharing an apartment with a roommate that's your best friend is way better than living by yourself. Also, I could use that money extra for stuff in my savings. 3, I decided to put more money into miscellaneous things instead of having a pet. One reason for that is because it's hard to find a good apartment where you're close to home and stuff that allows you to have a pet. I also wanted to use that money to put it into more things. Resume. I decided to go to KU, the University of Kansas. The reason why I chose to do that is because it's one of the best nursing schools in Kansas. There are 3 academic programs in the KU Medical Center. 1, the School of Profession, Medical, and Nursing. Now, since I'm going to be an RN, I need to take classes in nursing. To become an RN, I needed to have a bachelor's degree in science. Now, my experiences happen to be, I worked at Showalter Villa from 2018 to 2020 as the head activity director. I also worked at the Newton Hospice and Home Care Center from 2016 to 2018, just doing random jobs around and working with patients. My references happen to be Randall Laux, my 6th grade teacher, and Paul Pitt, my professor of science. My application. My application is written to Mrs. Abby Miller, the head of Shawnee Mission Medical Center. I was interested in just a normal RN position. I didn't really care where they put me as long as the stuff I did was not too gruesome. These are the 5 websites that I used. They talked about the job description of being an RN, employment facts, educational requirements, and different types of nursing jobs, like faculty nursing, home care nursing, and travel nursing. The articles Nursing Times helped me understand what kind of nursing skills I needed to get this job. And then the article Professional Nursing Skills helped me understand what nursing skills I can get from this job that I can carry on to another job if I wanted to. This photo represents one of my negative incentives, health risks. I always have to remember to wash my hands and try to stay clean. RNs help a large range of people from elderlies to newborns. Yes, my job can be challenging and it can have some big challenges, but at the end of the day, knowing that you accomplished something is all that is worth it. Thank you for listening.